This video is brought to you by Diamond Pacific Tool Corporation. Diamond Pacific is America's favorite diamond tool, wheel, and lapidary machine manufacturers. For nearly half a century, Diamond Pacific has set the industry standard for diamond lapidary equipment. Join the majority of professional lapidaries and choose Diamond Pacific products such as their Nova wheels, Pixie, Genie, and Titan gem makers, as well as their wide selection of other high-quality lapidary diamond products. Check out Diamond Pacific today and find out why they're considered America's premier diamond lapidary tool manufacturers. Hey there folks, we're with Marc, Jobin from Madagascar. They have some really cool stuff I'm excited to show you folks. In particular, these awesome agates here. I was just walking by with Sprite. I didn't know if it was rad or nad, but then I saw Madagascar up here and I'm like, oh, it must be Madagascar. Look at the patterns on this material. It's really affordable, $5 a pound. That's practically the price that a lot of people are selling the Brazilian for. In my opinion, this is a lot better. Really cool patterns. You can slice that in half real easily, get a cool book match. But take a look at some of these ones. Look at that. Absolutely insane. It would be a pleasure to work these on a Richardson Ranch, or if you're a flat lap artist, that would work really well too. This one looks kind of like a Brazilian. And these folks are pretty much the Red Lion Show. Would you consider this the Red Lion Show?
No, this is actually called the Rapper River Show.
Oh, Rapper River Show. In the bullpen at the Rapper River Show near the Red Lion. This side of the Red Lion.
We are between Pueblo, Ramada, and Red Lion.
Yep, between the Ramada and the Red Lion. Let's just look at a few more of these pieces because this stuff is awesome. I'm going to get a couple pounds for the Richardson. For some of you folks that don't really understand agates, you might not be able to see what I'm seeing, but that's going to be some really cool laces there. This one looks fantastic. Has this material been coming to the States for a while?
They've been here, I would say, about 10 years.
Oh, nice. Have you noticed a lot of difference in the last 10 years in the gem show?
Sorry?
Have you noticed a lot of anything? Yeah.
Doesn't change color, doesn't shape, doesn't...
Oh, I mean like the gem show itself.
Oh, the gem show is changing, actually. The pandemic really changed.
Oh, for sure. This stuff is awesome. Here's another one that kind of looks like Brazilian, but still really beautiful. Oh, there is a water bottle here to color some things up. Oh, all out of water. Here's two different grades of rose quartz here, $5 a pound and $10 a pound from Madagascar. The $5, a little bit more iron in there perhaps, a little rusty. The $10, a lot more pure there. You get quite a few pieces for $10. That's pretty cool. Good for cutting or whatever you're making. Here's some dendritic goodies. all out of water. Just to see a few more spray bottles though. Here's Amazonite from Tanzania. I like it a little bit more green than like the Lake George material. I'm sure there's tons of variation between any one mine and such, you know. But really cool. Definitely has the chatoyance that any feldspar does. Be cool to cut it to where it's straight up and down. I was cutting some Lake George. Oh, that's a heavy one, huh?
Sorry.
No, you're not bothering me. I know it's got to be really heavy. I should have helped you out. It must be. Looks like some green common opals here. This stuff's real easy to cut. Real cool way to get some darker greens. What is in there? Oh, look. Perhaps the same material, different quality. Definitely a different opal. So many awesome materials coming from Madagascar. Been seeing some of their like celestite. I didn't even know that they had that material there. Actually has a much nicer crystal formation than a lot of stuff I've seen come out of Peru. Is blue quartz, is this technically considered demortuorite? I really don't know much about blue quartzes. They do look a little translucent. Sunlight's not out yet. It's like 10:30 at the moment. Probably cut really nicely. Demortuorite's kind of like, for me, it feels like this blue stuff inside of quartzite, where this is definitely quartz. This stuff is awesome. Yep, definitely some green opals. That's a common. It's the same stuff, just a little bit less gemmy. These are really cool. Almost yellowish. Some awesome dendritic stuff going on there. There's not really any color play like with the precious opal. So I imagine you would want to try to cut for dendrites. I wonder when I see like a lot of the yellow opal coming from like my friend Mohammed at Kino, is this the material? Is it a Madagascarian material that their yellow opal is? Ah, we found one with some water. It's too early for you to be working so hard. It's too early for you to be working so hard. A little bit of water, but I gotta prime it. There we go. So here's some Lapidary from Madagascar. So a lot of people ask me, hey Dave, I know you sometimes provide a cutting service and whatnot. Would you cut my lapidary for me? I bought a huge chunk at the gem show. Most of the time the answer will be no, because when you're buying the rough, especially if you're just buying it sight unseen from a company like Gem Center USA, or you're ordering something online, like, you might be able to hold certain angles to find the flash, but really when you're cutting it, you have to find that right axis and then chase that axis according to the way you're slabbing. So it's almost better to buy this material for larger freeform pieces that you might want to be working on, instead of trying to make cabochons, because the cabochons can be very affordable. This material is very affordable, $10 a pound. I mean, I'm sure there's some of you folks out there who might be spending $60, $70 a cabochon. This material can be really affordable. You can see it right here, $10 a pound, minimum 1 pound. And something like this, that would make a great freeform stand or something, you know, and you'd get it a little bit more affordably. It'd probably take, you know, an hour to polish. If I charge $35, $50 an hour to polish it, you know, $60 at the end. Is it worth it? It could be, especially when people are willing to pay for an artist's time. But it is a material that I prefer to just buy finished, especially from like wholesalers from Madagascar, because they're so good at cutting the material. They get the material out in larger pieces. They can chase the flash a lot easier, and yeah, that's just my opinion. Some people might say, I don't care what you say, David. I like cutting my own labradorite. Hey, power to you, my friend. Here's some sapphires. Looks like 25 cents a gram. These are cool to put little windows in. If you're lucky enough to find some with some chatoyancy, it'd be cool to make little cabs. Or sell it as is, as a specimen or medicine. Put it on a nice little glass or plastic tile. Make a little card. Sapphire from Madagascar. Call it a $20 specimen. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Sapphire is heavy, so this is probably, I would say 3 or 4 grams. But at 25 cents a gram, that's nothing. Not a big deal at all. You can't get lunch in this town for under $15, let alone some sapphire. So that's a really good price, in my opinion, even if you're not going to cut it. Some sunstone from Tanzania. Obviously has some good chatoyancy. You'd want to cut it on that chatoyan axis so you get the flash. Yeah, if you're not, you're kind of wasting the potential of the material, but to each their own. $200 a kilo for this variation here. It might be for all the variations. So if you pick it yourself, it's $200. If you are, I guess if you're just scooping it, it's $100. Why would somebody do that? Well, here's the thing. If you're picking it yourself, you're gonna pick the best pieces, and you're gonna leave. You're not gonna leave as much for other folks. Where the scoop, you're getting a mix of what it's worth and then the higher quality pieces. You'll see this all over the gem show. It's not a bad thing. It actually can be a really good thing for you if you are interested in just a scoop because you like everything. But it's kind of unfortunate, like if you're letting somebody come in for the same price as someone scooping and they're just gonna pick out all the big pieces or all the colorful pieces. And someone like me, I'm like, okay, I'll dump the whole thing out and pick every single one I want, wasting hours of your time. That happens all the time, huh?
And that's what is already here. You've already selected something.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you have to.
You've done the job for you.
Oh, fantastic. And I've done that in the past where I'm sitting on the ground for 4 or 5 hours going through crystals, and you know, you're all up in people's way, and it's not bad. I mean, $200 for a kilo of this material. Something like this with a nice card, with a nice tile showing off the locale, And describing the specimen, you could easily get $45 for this one piece, let alone the rest of the kilo. This one has a really cool star. No, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm fine. Teamwork. Yeah, no problem. This one has a really good pattern on the front there. So you could even polish that face, leave the rest of the ruby natural. Really cool stuff. This I'm not familiar with. Endites? Ended? Well, how do you pronounce this? Definitely looks like a quartz. It's a rutile from Madagascar. I assume it's from Madagascar. Do you know how to pronounce this?
Midnight.
Where's it from? Oh, awesome. It's really cool. It's nice rutile quartz. Is the endonite, the edenites, what the rutile inside of it is? Is that what's creating the phantoms? Really cool. This material you would want to cut. This is a great one not to cut, actually. This one's actually kind of fantastic. 25 cents a gram. This is probably 7 grams. It's a couple bucks. Really cool. Might have to come back to that one and pick out the rest of the ones that don't need to be cut, and maybe one big one to cut. So this material, much like the garden quartz or some of the rutile that's coming from Brazil, you do want to leave the crusty back natural because it creates like a natural intaglia. This, even at 25 cents a gram, this might be, 50 bucks. But it's worth it. You polish it up, get 200. Especially for people who are into rutile and the garden quartz style inclusion materials, because they might not have something like that. There's a lot of Brazilian rutile here at the show, but I haven't seen that stuff. Here's some more of the traditional rutile that we see all over the place. $100 a kilo select. That means you can pick out the kilo yourself instead of just scooping. That's not a bad price. I was buying $150 kilo from, I think it was at the Motel 6, and that was is it 150 or 200, and that was scoop. So $100 select is a really good price, actually. And so, papaya quartz, really cool. I love the color. I actually thought it was a sunstone at first. It's definitely throughout the quartz and not just like on the surface, which means if you wanted to cut it, you would be able to maintain that color. Oh wow, it would be really cool to slice this to get the core and the outside there. Fantastic. This is really cool. $100 a kilo. Doesn't mention if it's select or scoop, so I assume it's select. This is actually really cool. So chrome calcetni mutorolite from Zimbabwe. Sometimes folks sell this as chrysoprase from Zimbabwe. I was always under the impression that chrysoprase was like regional, like this from Australia over there. You know, that's the chrysoprase we know. This material is quite a bit more affordable than some chrysoprases. I love it for what it is. It has some cool mosses that chrysoprase doesn't have. Definitely a different forest green that traditional Australian chrysoprase doesn't have. I think this has a huge place in the market. I really appreciate these folks giving it a different name. Not that it would bother me if it was named chrysoprase, but they're giving it its own identity. When it has its own identity, people can start collecting it for what it is instead of accidentally being sold it as chrysoprase. And then that actually enhances the market for the material. There's going to be people looking for mudorolite instead of chrysoprase because of kind folks like these folks here at Marc Jobin. Really cool vug there. Some botryoidal activities. Some cool agate stuff. And the moss. Love it. Absolutely love it. Chrysoprase from Australia. We all know this material. Super duper cool material. Has a cool story that I've heard about this material having to do with King Alexander and Merlin and Muhammad and oh no, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And yeah, King Alexander, Muhammad, Napoleon, eventually going to, I think, one of the Rockefeller's children who ended up getting lost in the Congo. And that's a story for another time. But it was a cool story about a ring that just got passed around throughout history. Eventually ended up in the Congo. Lost for a long time. So here's a cool mix of jadeite and mossitsit. What is mossitsit? Mossitsit is often considered a jadeite by some. Some folks, I'm sure the same folks that would consider purple lavender jade not a jadeite would say that no, you're wrong. It just has jadeite in it. I consider it a jade. I love mossitsit. It's from Tibet, I believe. It's a real popular stone over there. I don't know if it has like any, if it's like sacred to them, like the turquoise is. Turquoise has a huge culture in Tibet. And yeah, this is the mossitsit. In some ways, I think it looks just as good, if not better, than the Myanmar jade, which I assume that this is. This could all be from Tibet, but this looks like the stuff from Myanmar to me. $10 for this? So here's the thing. There's people who are coming to the show who would tell you that you're not going to get jadeite for under hundreds of dollars. Here's the proof. $10 for a 3-pound chunk of jadeite. That is fantastic. If you were a carver, this is a carver's dream. If you make cabochons, even working the spots that don't have that darker green, I love it. A high yield material, even the darker brown on the outside. Absolutely fantastic. Here's another piece of, I think this might be the mossitsit. Maybe this is all mossitsit really, and it's not from Myanmar, but it kind of looks like it, but I could be wrong. I'm not a jadeite professional. This also kind of looks like Myanmar, but it could all be Tibetan. Doesn't matter, they're $10 each. Someone could buy this whole bucket and make 5-6 times their money back just selling it rough, let alone cutting it. Here's some Varisite, perhaps Lucian. Some green phantom quartz, $50 a kilo. This material you definitely want to cut. You want to show off the phantoms. You want to get through some of the layers. In rare cases, you can get a nice quality, natural, terminated crystal that has the phantoms inside of it. But it's almost like a Colombian emerald green. Really cool looking stuff. Blue chalcedony, $20 a kilo select. Not bad. I'm a big fan of the base color chalcedonies. I love gray chalcedonies, one of my favorite stones, believe it or not. And I come to the Tucson show, I go to the Quartzite show, I go to the Denver show, I go to all the Colorado shows. So I can have any color I like, but I just love the grays. I love this blue here. I like that it's not the same color as like the blue lace. It's a little bit more gray. red fire quartz. These are the hematoidal quartz. This one has some, almost looks like amethyst. Maybe it's a bit of both. Like it could have some hematite or something in there. So there's definitely some kind of inclusion right there. But right here, it looks purple. Quartz is pretty interesting stuff. It can have so much going on. But come in a smoky variety, similar to the location it might come in amethyst variety or a clear quartz variety. 50 cents a gram, really cool. Silamantite? Silamatite? Don't know really much what's going on in this material. Is it a feldspar? Is it like a, kind of has a sunstone look to it. Let me know down in the description section, like in the comment section, excuse me. Tell me about this material. Is it treated like a sunstone? You let me know. I think it feels really similar. It feels kind of soft compared to like a quartz or something. But sunstones are not particularly easy for me to cut. Ortho class feldspar. Definitely a type of sunstone, right? Almost looks like a brighter Libyan glass. $0.35 a gram. These hessonite garnets, 50 cents a gram. These are beautiful. Rock hard material, probably takes an amazing polish. Some sunstone here, 250 a kilo. Easy to find the chatoyancy on this size material. Included quartz, 20 cents a gram. Is it like the green rutile? Muhammad Aquino has this material. I gotta figure out the name of his booth. He's one of my oldest gemstone friends, and I don't know the proper name of his booth, so you folks can look him up. But the green rutile is probably something that a lot of you folks at home don't have. I was talking about him in a video I put out shortly before I went to Quartzsite. I try to film enough videos to where I have videos all year long and not just during the Tucson show. This is a great one. It's like the natural coating on the outside, like protected it from getting too beat up. A little hard for me to show you the rutile. Maybe this one. Yeah, you can see it right there. Green rutile. How many of you folks at home have some green rutile? Let me know down in the comment section. I love it. I love all rutile. I feel like whatever's, like a lot of rutile quartzes are a lot easier to polish than some regular quartzes. Is it my imagination? Is it because of the inclusions that it's not as hard? And excuse me, not hard's not the word. I meant to say tough. So something can be technically harder than something else and make it like quartz. I believe quartz is technically harder than jade, but jade is tough because of the interlocking fibers and stuff. So toughness is more important than hardness when it comes to cutting. And I feel like rutile quartz is not as tough as regular quartz, which is nice because a lot of the rutile you do want to cut. Multicolor quartz, it's crazy. It almost looks like an agate. I wonder if it's found in the same place as the papaya. It's really trippy, actually. It would be really cool to see a crystal of this. Here's one. There's actually a ton of materials here that I've never even seen. I should spend more time at Madagascar booths. Here's a good example. Nice clear quartz, but you would not want to grind away that rind on the bottom because it creates like a natural intaglio. This stuff is tripping me out. I love it. I actually like that a lot. This and the papaya are really neat. And if you don't know, quartz is way easy to polish. I use cerium oxide when I polish quartz. Some people might use a Lindier or a rapid. What do they call it? Rapid polish or something, or that the Australians use. I like cerium oxide for quartz, obsidian, jaspers, some opals. And agates. Spotted opal, red spotted opal. It's definitely an opal. You can just feel it. It's lighter weight than a lot of other stones. If this was an agate, it would probably be twice the weight. Even at $150 a kilogram, you get a lot of material for the money. If this was an agate, this could easily be a kilo. This feels maybe about half or less. And it's really cool for a common opal. It's a mossy opal. Trippy. Is it from the same place as those greens and those yellows back there? I don't know. But I love it. Very easy to cut, easy to polish. Takes a great shine, not too soft, so you don't have to worry about ruining it like a serpentine or something, you know what I mean? Look at the moss on that. Real tight on that one. And it looks like when you change the orientation of the stone, the moss kind of opens up, just like an agate. Oh, I like the crusty ones. What a beautiful material. Some ambers. A size like this would be really good for doing an intaglio carving. Polish the face, carve the back, call it $2,000. Depending on what you're carving, of course. Sunstone and iolite from Tanzania. Obviously the iolite is the blue. The sunstone feldspar is the pink and white. I'm sure you get this on the right axis and this material probably just glows. Here's a good one that shows off both the colors. Probably even cabs pretty nicely. Green rotator quartz. Another material I've never heard of before. Look at that. Would you consider that rutile? Like rutilated, excuse me? I don't know. But it's pretty darn cool. That's the one you'd want to get. right there with the tight fanning of the rutilated stuff, if that is what you'd even call it. Is the shape slightly terminated? I don't know. This one seems to be. This one definitely is. That's the rutilation side right there. Fire agate. Lot only. Where's this fire agate from?
Fire agate's from Madagascar.
Really?
Most of the stuff here are, unless it's marked on like Botswana agate or.
Whoa! You need this stuff is fantastic. It's so good. I thought it was high grade Mexican. You need to be sent. You need to have a whole dedicated booth for this material.
This booth is called Carver's Delight.
Carver's Delight.
And we love it here. People doing carvings and.
So it says fire agate 150 lot only. Is that for the whole basket? Right. It just doesn't say kilo or pound. That's why I was wondering. It just says lot only. It doesn't say.
You call it
But it's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Right there, that little piece of color right there. $65, $75 when you finally get into cabochon form. I had no idea that there was fire agates in Madagascar. Look at that. Great teals right there. Somebody come here and buy that whole basket and give me some, because this stuff is really good. Super chocolatey. Not too much light, but you can tell there's no ghost fire there. It's really chocolatey. Well, the matrix, I mean. The rhyolite feels really lightweight, so you're not paying too much for the rhyolite itself. Let's find some more of these nicer pieces. That one's that one, and the other one I was just looking at. That alone is worth $150. There's some treasures in here. Here's one that would be particularly good for contour carving. Man, this is exciting. I had no idea that there was fire agate coming out of Madagascar. I could stay all day looking at this material, but we're going to keep moving on. Just like a glass, like an obsidian or something. Snow opal. Really cool dendritic opal here. Sheen opal. This green opal's a really cool, limey. Almost looks like the Pakistani aragonite, but it probably cuts way better. Takes a way better polish, a lot harder. This stuff's actually neat. I've never seen this variation of common opal before. These Botswana agates, are these what people call the Swaziland agates? Are they the same? Same place, different name, different variation? I'm not too sure. Rhodolite garnets. Sample bag, this is $3 here. Yeah, you're getting a lot of these for the money. Here's some garnets, garnet crystals. Still covered in earth. Some iron there. I like these coated. I do understand why people do cut them and use the natural facets. The facet is really fast and really easy. But I do like them coated as well. Little chatoyancy right there. This looks like some clams, some pseudomorph or something. It looks like, oh, it's flint. Is it flint?
Is it?
That's right here.
Oh, if it is, my bucket, that is at the back.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it has to be.
Brilliant, thank you.
No.
With the rest of it.
No, thank you.
Unidentified file.
Oh, cool. Just got a new one. Here's some little green phantoms. Fun to scoop and listen to. Slightly bigger ones. And then some even bigger ones over there. And that's the same like material we were looking at over there. The green in it almost looks like Colombian emerald. So this is that chrysolite stuff, I think. How do you pronounce it? Chrysolite? Chastolite? But it's known for these stars here. Kind of cross looking thing. There was somebody on the YouTube channel who was asking me, like, for this material in particular. I didn't know anywhere to get it. And Marc Jobins, excuse me. Here in the bullpen you can find it. Really affordable. What is that? $25 a kilo. That's a lot of this material for $25. Are these naturally cleaved? Or are they polished just the face so they can find the stars? Is there some of this material that doesn't have any of the stars in it, which is why they're taking the time to slice some of it and do a little polish? I really don't know. But either way, it is nice that there is a window so you can see what you're getting. People sell these as specimens. A lot of people cut these into cabochons. Not my personal cup of tea. I think it's a softer material for sure. But it's still cool. Beautiful piece of nature. Really cool stuff. Come on in. See if there's any water in this one. Maybe we'll get a fill up.
Is that obsidian the only obsidian you have?
Yes. We've got some smaller cosmic obsidian.
Hey brother, can I get some water?
There was a plate you used for the cane.
Oh, I just snapped it, dude. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like dry rotted, yeah.
Yeah, been it for years. So.
There was a lady.
Thanks, bro. I'm sorry about that again.
Don't worry, don't worry.
That's the one we got in large size.
Thank you. Here's some ocean jaspers. Gotta prime this baby. So here there's two different variations of ocean jaspers. Like they go by two different names. I don't know the names. Do you know the two names that they call ocean jaspers?
Two names?
Yeah, like they're like between the two, like I don't know if like just some vendor came up with these two different variation names.
Right.
One begins with an M.
Multicolor?
Nah, it's like almost sounds like a traditional Madagascarian name.
Oh.
But
I'm not sure.
yeah, if I find out, I'll come back and let you guys know.
There's a lot of words that start with M and
Oh yeah, I bet.
Here.
Is that going to be man enough for this first look? Is this going to be there sorting out too?
Really cool orbs there. A lot of people want people to think that this material is becoming a lot harder to get. I don't know if that's true. I mean, obviously nothing is gonna last forever. But I have not seen any shortage of this material at the shows. It has gone up a bit, but nothing crazy. The rumor I heard is that Eugene Mueller had a lot to do with bringing this material to the United States. Do you folks live in Madagascar?
we do, yeah, sometimes.
Is-
Mostly in England.
Oh, nice. Is America boring for you folks?
No, America's great. I love America. It's different. We like to travel a bit, so it's all different.
Is it more expensive or less expensive
Where?
in America than in
expensive.
less expensive than in London? You said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot.
A lot of UK is probably pretty pricey, huh?
Yeah, it's quite expensive. The money's stronger as well, so that's...
Oh, for sure. I like the way you said that. The money is stronger.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the way you put that. All kinds of goodies. Here's a different variation of the ocean jasper. These cool little segments here. The way they cleave, I assume. Bubble jaspers, $7 a pound. Not bad. The farther away from Tucson, Arizona you get it, the more expensive it is. By the time you take it to Connecticut for your mom and pop rock shop, you're probably getting $120 a pound. At the rock shop on the corner of your local rock club. Some rainbow obsidian over there, $4 a pound. Apple green. Let's take a look at that here in a moment. Zimbabwean red jasper. Kind of looks like the Arizona variety. swirl flint. That's the bucket we were looking at earlier. Banded agate. This is Brazilian. Love it. $4 a pound. That is very, very fair. The only place I've ever seen it more affordable than that is at Diamond Pacific Rock Yard, where everything's $3 a pound. Unakite from Zimbabwe. I have to say, this looks a lot cooler than the Unakite we have here in the United States. It's kind of interesting that the name is Unakite when it comes from Zimbabwe, because I believe it's named after the Unaka Mountains in like Virginia or North Carolina or something. And perhaps this is a material that just wasn't harvested until the greater rock scene happened in the last 50 years. Whoever brought it over to the States is like, this is what we're going to call it. Because it's similar looking to the stuff we have here in the States. And yeah, it's funny how that happens. I mean, a material in Zimbabwe, they probably, if that name is being used for the material in Zimbabwe, they probably have no idea that it's a mountain range here in the United States. Funny how that works. I was talking to a jade cutter at Kino, freshwater jade company, and I was talking about Haitian jade. I thought Haitian jade was from Haiti, but I guess there's a mountain range in China called like the Haitian Mountains or something really similar. And yeah, that material, I was telling people it was from Haiti. Pretty crazy how that works in the scene. Here's that apple green, obviously some kind of jasper. Looks kind of similar to the Gary. Kind of like the Gary a little bit better, but that's really cool stuff. And for $3 a pound, it's a great price. This variation apple green is way cooler in my opinion. Slightly more expensive. Is it a, kind of looks like a common opal. It's rock hard though. It's a jasper, agate, silicated jasper. Doesn't it look like a Gary? $5 a pound there. And this, there's tourmalines in there. Ruby in matrix. Is it a schist? Obviously, in the type of ruby you would want to make cabochons out of. Not too worth trying to work around the matrix, just incorporate the matrix. Here's some fuchsite. How long have you guys been working in the rock world?
Well, the company's with my dad. So
Awesome, it's a family business.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were born into it?
Yeah, so he started like 40 years ago.
Fantastic.
Family business now, so.
That's something to be proud of for sure. Awesome folks, hard-working boys, kind folks, putting up with me and my silly talkings. Here at the Marc Jacobs. Marc Jobin, not Marc Jacobs. Is your last name Jobin?
Jobin, yeah.
Jobin. Sorry. Is that your mom over there?
Yes, that is.
She's a super sweet lady.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a job to do, and she's the boss, huh? Here's some different jadites. Maybe some from Myanmar. Maybe some from other places. Like this looks like Myanmar to me. I could be wrong. Do you ever go with your father when he's sourcing large rough?
I never used to, he died a couple of years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, my
That's
friend.
right. But it's, before then, no, we never used to. In the south of Madagascar. It's pretty rough to get there.
Oh, imagine. What is the native Madagascarian language called?
Malagasy.
Malagasy?
Malagasy.
I imagine you could speak it pretty well, huh?
A little bit. I'm not too bad. That's all.
If you were there by yourself, you'd be able to survive, huh?
I grew up there.
You know how to ask for how much?
Yeah.
Where's the food? Where's the bathroom? Where's the ladies? These are trippy. Are these? What are these? Are these pieces of prehnite packaged up like this? I like it. What do you think these are, brother? Probably packaged a long time ago or something.
Oh yeah. The Madagascar lady that packages like this. Candy quartz.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is really neat. Carnelian and Matrix. It actually looks like garnets in Matrix. Especially with that facet right there. Very cool. Gray calcite. Interesting. Almost never see colors of calcite. At least I don't, that are not translucent and that are darker like this. Massive appetite. I like that. Get it? Here's some Koroit boulder opal. $10 each. This just looks in the whole left side of my head and my ears and my hair. All tingly and sticking up. Here's some of the yellow stuff. Again, not really considered a precious opal, so you kind of want to cut it for the dendrites. But really affordable. $25 a kilo. And it's a light material. If this was an agate, it would probably weigh twice as much as this.